And here we are again, Dungeon Dwellers. It's a more Legend of Keepers. And let's see, what did we leave off? I was driving my minions here pretty hard, but oh no, not this bug again. It's copying my monsters. This is something that's been occurring quite a bit lately. Uh-oh. Oh, I was allowed to do there yet. Look at that, 2 Yavros. Not sure. Okay, I can move them on top of each other and then they stack. Interesting. Let's see if we can get through this without any crashes or anything. I've seen this once before and I had to restart the run eventually because it just kept building up with more and more copies of the same cards here. So, gotta remember everyone that this is still in early access, and so it seems like there must have been an update recently because it's something that's just started occurring. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. Regardless though, it does seem like we are able to continue at the moment. Let me stack the bleed back in here. I want to take someone out to rest. That'll probably be Parietal here. He is not that great. Anyway, let's have him ready to do other stuff instead of dying. And Ronk. This is adventurers that we are going up against, not veterans. So I think we can take him out and maybe also rest that ghost. Ideally, I would also rest him. Let's see if we can build it like this, or maybe we do have to bring more peeps. I think we could get away with. Let me see. Oh, I would love to do the morale again to gather more tiers. Oh, we do see 2 workouts coming up, so that makes a lot of sense to me. All right, so we gotta put back in the morale damage. Let's see, morale, and then we need 2 morale units over here, which we can get, so I will, like so. And ideally you would want the Naga in the second room, so let's move it around a bit. We can front load the skeleton. Good. Yes, I think this is fine. We still have the bleed build in the second room. And decent amount of damage if necessary in the first room, in case we can't do morale damage. Alright, let's see if we can continue this playthrough. It stopped copying my units again, so all is well. It might be the modding, because I ran one test game just before I started this playthrough with modding as well, and then that thing started happening, so it might be related to the modding, and if it breaks this game, we are going to run a run without modding. Alright, let's see. We have a priestess who does air damage to the front and replaces 1 penalty. We have the air damage to the back with tiredness and a morale heal, which is kind of sad for that morale build thing. Then we have the scholar throwing fire, which ricochets ice damage and cannot be affected by poison. Alright. Can we blast through this morale heal? I'm gonna try to build a morale build still. So, bone catapult here. Then, full on morale here as much as possible. We have air back and air fire front. So air and fire front means the skeleton magus. Then we want in the back air resistance. That'll be a gargoyle. So like this is the maximum amount of morale we can do here. And it should leave them with demoralized leaving that fight. So then the pilot bolt should be allowed to ricochet unless the priestess manages to time her penalty removing precisely to having no demoralized beyond this point, which could be a thing because we're doing a lot of demoralize up front, and then when it gets to her turn she will absolutely remove that thing, and then we need to apply demoralize again, which I think we can do in either of the skeletons here, I hope. So then the pile of bones will allow to ricochet through the entire thing. Then we do Terrify here. Then it's still air and fire to the front. which the Naga is good against. And then in the back it's only air, which the ghost is good against. So then we put in the orc in the middle and load like this, and I'm pretty sure that we are gonna be able to scare them all off, even with the heal, morale heal, or whatever you want to call the rally. All right. I'm not gonna lie, that little air spell or ice spell here hurt more than I thought. So are we gonna die? I think he will still live through it. Morale to damage to everyone here. A little bit, not a lot. Okay, but it's fine. They got terrified, these guys, from my Slave Master's talent. Oh boy. Okay, but the Demoralize stacks quite nicely, and then of course the Priestess will remove her Demoralize. We really need to apply it again, but we can. Good. All is well in the land. So more morale damage here. And Demoralize like bleed and poison stacks, depending on how many stacks of it you have. The trap ricocheted, we got rid of one of them already. We can do the intimidation here, which is pretty nasty. And then we can make one of them run away, or we can damage the other one. This adds more stacks of Demoralized, and she's not gonna get a turn anyway because the Naga will scare her away, I believe. So it's a question of whether or not I want to do the... Oh, this one does way more morale damage if the target is the only... This is the last hero remaining, so if I could remove the frontliner like that, then the Naga will do significantly more morale damage. Look at that. Yes, please. 75. Nice. And then a Scream of Terror. Alright, and we get one more turn here. Bye-bye, hero. Screaming like a little girl. Alright, we can either get the Electrical Coil or the Mortar. None of which really combos with what we got. We got a lot of air damage, so that's not entirely true. The Electrical Coil would be relatively good. But we have such nice traps already. And in general, I want more gold. And we do have that magic purse that also combos with taking the gold reward. So I'm gonna do that in this case. Good. Let me see if all is well in the land of the monsters here. Yes. Good, good. Workout. And it says I don't have enough to do the workout? Really? Well, I'm gonna do the workout down here anyway. So let's go to the trainer up here. Not overspending too much, because sometimes the training does require a little bit of gold. I want the vampire to train. I want the wolf to train. Not the wolf, it's a skeleton doggo. Because when it upgrades, it gets a morale buff. Or a morale potential as well, which makes it a morale monster, and therefore like a combo thing. Same with the Naga. I really want to level this one, because it allows it to stun people when their morale is below 50%, which in the fight that we were just in, that would have maybe made a difference. The vampire is so good though. Problem is, if I buy those 3, we will be left with almost no gold. Any other passives? The gargoyle passive here is great because it's a passive thing that just applies Demoralize to all heroes at the start of the gargoyle's turn. You don't even have to do anything, which is great. I think the vampire is a no-brainer. We absolutely need him upgraded. He is so freaking good. He now applies bleeding with both of his attacks passively, which is great. Then we get one more upgrade. It's not gonna be the Naga. Maybe it is, because he also gets power. So does the skeleton dog, and it combos with both morale then and making him stronger in physical damage and morale, I think. It's gonna be more than 15 morale. Yes, 25. Alright. Because the power increased as well. And then that also makes his bleeding attack up here better. So he becomes both a morale monster and better at the bleed build. Alright. Then the workout is still not Yeah, but we still can do some of it. So the warning there isn't super accurate, I would say. But whatever. Here we get extra health and then we get extra regeneration. I think we will take both. Now that we are in here and have clicked the thing. Then in here we can do an event on a business trip. We are going to do the business trip, absolutely. Yes. And we can get, each hero has a 30% chance to be affected by demoralized at the start of a dungeon. Demoralized 3. That's an item that we can get an artifact here, which is great. Except I would probably just want a bunch of gold and more blood. Even though this is pretty good, it's unreliable, where gold will help us deal with events and such, and the blood here is also, throughout this run we've managed to gather 20 of each of these, 28, sorry, of these, each of these resources, so you can surmise that 20 blood is actually quite a bit. So I'll take it, yeah. Then, veterans, of course. Let's click it. Let's set it up. Here we want to go all in, but we don't have that much available at this point. Can we do better than this? Yes, we have bleed, 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 and morale, morale, and morale. We have 4 morale monsters in this room, so I can move this one over. So bleed, bleed, and Ronk technically combos into either, and the same with morale in here, and then we have a good amount of other options. I think this is the best we'll do. Confirm. Going through it rather quickly here, but that's fine, and we can squeeze more into one episode. So here we have, what? A barbarian. Barbarian. With physical damage, which breaks armor, and he applies enrage to all heroes at the start of each fight. This is such a great ability for them. Not only because it raises everyone's damage, because it also makes it harder for me to calculate the damage reliably, because my math skills are subpar at best. This guy receives 50% less damage from all morale sources, which makes me think we should go for a bleed build on this one. The thing is that the barbarian always comes with really low morale, but then this guy gives passive morale regeneration to all heroes, so we are absolutely not doing a morale build here. We are going to go for the bleed thing. Let me think it through here. Yes, we can do good damage. Let's do Rallying Horn in the first one. So we deal more damage in this fight. In here, I would like to do, what would I like to do here? Probably we will be using the Warman, Ronk. He does have ice and armor protection, which is great for both of these, and for the area ice damage here, so he's a no-brainer, I find. Then the Yeti also seems really good, but he does ice damage to the back, or area ice damage, which... The thing about it, his ice area thing is that it's slow, and that would move both my units here one up in the turn order, allowing us to probably get 2 actions with more people than we normally would. Then we can do the Naga, does air damage across the board, which is decent. The Gargoyle would do either air damage across the board or air and bleed to the front, which I'm inclined to do. We also have area poison damage, which is not a bad idea either. Does any of these guys come with ice resistance? They both do, because we have area ice here, so seems like that's the way to go. Since they're pretty focused, like ice, ice, and then armor, so as long as we can do ice, ice, and then armor on the front here, putting high ice in the back, it'll either be the Naga or the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle would be better for focusing down the front liner, which we have to chew through that barbarian regardless of how we do this. Maybe we can even stack enough bleed to have bleed that lasts all the way to this dungeon here, or this room here, except of course we have the good old monk guy here who removes penalties, and that may interfere with that whole idea. But here we go with attempting to make that work. Yes, then Circular Saw here. If you have any bleed still ongoing, it'll stack onto the Barbarian. and probably allowed us to start this fight with bleed on the barbarian. Then the orc is the frontliner for sure. He's got both ice and armor again. Then the wolf comes in, the dog comes in with ice and armor, and in the backline we put the vampire who has ice resistance. I have a really good feeling about this dungeon in particular. Let's murder some fools. You came to the wrong dungeon, motherfuckers. I forgot about the shuffle. No news there. Alright, but let's stick to the plan. Oh, and they slow me. Aha. Failing to consider all the things here. Oh boy. Alright, so area ice seems less good now, except the ice block to the back line really does no damage at all. Might as well do the area ice. With a bit of luck, the monk uses his ability to get rid of the slow. Would I like to stun here or break his armor first? I think I want to break his armor first, so we do more damage. The warman should be able to tank quite efficiently. This will almost guaranteed make the monk use his ability to remove the slow, which is fine. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he really didn't last another round here? I thought for sure he would. Okay. Well, I clearly misplayed this by quite a bit. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we got slaughtered. Alright. No bleed carried over on the barbarian here. I think we will start his next fight here with bleed on him, though. Does he have fire resistance? Quite a bit. Okay, so let's go Show No Mercy, which enrages the next group. You can also see up here that the monster group is enraged by the little icon flashing. We will be stacking bleed on the frontliner for sure, so we can move it with the... will this kill him? No. So let's move bleed to the monk. Okay, let's try the last 2 rounds here. I think we can. Oh boy, maybe not. Yeah, okay, we can. Cleave the frontliner, giving him bleed. I think the vampire will kill the frontliner anyway, so it's a question of whether or not we want to do some air damage here, or stack even more bleed on the barbarian, which would increase the damage by 15 more per turn. The guy here won't feel it, or we do 35 air damage across. That's a tricky one. As we continually spread these bleed stacks, I feel like this is the right play. We're about to lose the orc, but the barbarian shouldn't get a turn, and then I think the doggo even gets another turn, and then the vampire will kill, I believe. I think we just stack on the bleed. I think that is the play. Now, also guarantees the kill on the barbarian without me having to do the precise math. So here, we move 10 on to the next hero, 10 stacks of bleed there. Stack that even further on, up to 16, dealing 18 per turn. And then we want to move that to the next in line. So 15 and 17. Apparently that wasn't enough to make them die, but oh, maybe we get another turn. Oh, we do. So with this here, I'm pretty sure they both die before they have a chance to move. This guy is taking 70 damage per turn. That'll be plus 80, which is more than his health. So the vampire survives by moving the bleed around, because they will both go before the vampire again, and then they will bleed out. Vampire OP, man. Alright, so we can either get a skeleton soldier, which is a great creature, because it comes in with bleeding, more bleeding, and I think for this reason I have to take it, even though we can get armor on the Slaveholder. The skeleton soldier with more bleeding, and we are getting a lot of skeletons, so if I can get some skeleton combo later, this will be great. But maybe we are also getting too many monsters at this point, but no, because our rooms, we weren't able to fill up the rooms this time, and so this guy coming in with bleed is too good to pass up. I'm gonna get him. I love boosting my master, but yeah, Alright, we don't need the doctor, so we're going to the trainer. Now, let me level some of those. I wanted to level the Naga before, but we couldn't, so now we'll do it. Then... the Orc is so great. So let me level you. Giving 15 extra health is quite a bit. This attack here doesn't really... It's decent when to use as a finisher. But usually I want to stack on the bleeding. But it also upgrades his morale attack, which means my morale build all around gets stronger by doing this. Then I'm thinking we want to leave the rest of the gold. So I have some in store. But then we are immediately gonna gain a punch of gold, so I should have probably just overspent. Oh well. It's either gonna be... The trap thing is pretty good to do, because it doesn't take away any one of my guys, but plunder and business trip usually gives more or better rewards. So it's a tricky one. The business trip is more reliably good, I find, where the plunder is a little bit more risky, but yields higher rewards. That's a tough decision here. Business trip. We get Aegis, which gives creatures extra 10 armor. Creatures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 creatures out of 9, 13. So about a third. I like this one over here better, with a ton of gold and even more of the blood. Now we gotta do some morale builds to stack up some tiers, but it's gonna be good if we do. And I'm also getting rich by doing this. 20% on top of... I mean, this is already with 20% factored in, but it means that we are making the most out of our magic purse. That I really was hoping that we would upgrade the purse there, but no such luck. Alchemist... The Alchemist might be what we need, but no. I want to do the event. Yes. Oh, we can sell the purse. No. Alright, so then trainer or course. The course is better, but it takes away a unit to go on this course for about a few weeks. And that means one less hero for the veterans that are upcoming. On the other hand, I feel pretty good about our current situation. I think the master in his current state can beat these veterans after they've been softened up by monsters. So I don't feel like we need all these monsters. We could probably risk it and go for the course, but this might be the way we die. I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, and this was the good one to get rid of. He's not that good at level 1, but plus 2 levels for this guy? Yes, please. For 375 is pretty expensive, but 2 levels is pretty good. Of course we are doing veterans here. Let me see. We want to do bleed build here, and then we have morale. Oh, whoop. Okay. It's gonna be tricky to do a morale build here, but it might be good. And I would prefer to do the morale build if we could get away with it. So let's see if we can. We have the monk with remove penalty and poison immunity. We don't do any poison, so that's fine. This guy applies elemental weakness when attacking, and he attacks everyone. That's rough. And then they have a heal. Okay. I feel like we are looking at a morale combo for the victory. This could be how we die, though. No, I don't think... The thing is, I don't think these guys can defeat my master. No. At least not if we take out the monk. The elemental weakness here is pretty rough, but it's only 20%. It doesn't stack up higher than 20%. Still rough. And more elemental weakness here, so that actually doesn't stack up at all. So it's kind of wasted that they have 2 sets of it. But whatever. Let's try to build the morale and see if we can make it work. So frontliner needs ice, and everyone gets hit by ice and nature. But I'm going for the morale build surely, so yeah, the nature for this guy doesn't really make sense at all. Is the Naga better? I'm thinking about whoever we put next will be the one that lasts the least or that dies the quickest, so let me think it through. I think it's like this. Well, the ghost dies pretty quickly anyway. Like, he doesn't get 2 turns, basically. Yeah. But he does get 1, yes. Oh, does he? Yeah, he will get 1. But this is a rough combat for us. Oh, do they come in here with more demoralize? They don't, I guess. We are not doing any demoralize at all, so the pile of bones won't work. Then we have to do the rallying horn. Okay. Here we do the terrify. And there's really only one choice. I'm starting to think that morale build is not what we should be doing here. Let me think this through. The thing is, we could go for morale on the monk. Morale on the monk. And then try to kill everyone else. Like, that's a possibility. These two oh, this is morale. Yeah, but these two here can only do damage. So if they start hitting the monk with life damage here, then it's gonna be kind of wasted. Oh, this is gonna be a rough one. The thing is, the skeleton archer won't help us at all either, because it can either do, or it can shoot. It can't shoot at the backliner. I'm gonna hold it as is. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. So, no matter where I put this demoralize, it will be removed by the disciple. So let's do morale damage to him at the front. Shrill Shout will do all the things. Morale and damage. Ghost gone. Okay. Oh, I didn't even get a turn. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. And he didn't use his skill. I thought for sure he would have used his skill here. Okay. We are gonna have to go for the morale. Now we've gone down that road, but it looks like we did good here. We only have 1 morale dealer in here, but my master does a lot of morale damage as well, so I think we will get away with it. Yeah, that's a lot of morale damage. Is he more weak to physical or air? It's precisely the same, so it doesn't matter which one of these they use. They only do anything else if he already has bleeding. So we just attack, and it's kind of wasteful, but what can I do? They don't have anything else going for them. Come on, doggo, get another turn. Damn it. Okay. We can move the bleed to the next guy, not that it matters. Uh-oh. I mean, we will live, because I can scare them pretty easily with the master. So I basically remove 1 every turn here. Pretty sure. I don't think the monk gets to go. Yeah. Okay, and since they do area damage, they do less damage, and that doesn't change against the master. So them doing area damage is also kind of what I thought that we would be doing decently here, and we ended up doing precisely as such. Yeah, but we took some nasty hits here. I took a risk by sending that guy on the course, but I'm not sure we would have changed much by having him at the base, to be fair. Succubus, we saw her in the previous one. She is great, to say the least. Fire damage and burn to everyone is also great. But really, I want the gold again. Although we are lacking for more monsters. Succubus doesn't play into... We have creatures and we have skeletons, and I don't want to start demons too. So it's either the furnace, which is a decent trap, but we have good traps already. The enraged and the bleed trap is just enough already to say that we have good traps for all situations. So I'm gonna go for the gold, comboing with the magic purse. We can take collectors. It's so risky, but I will do it. I will do it. Money, the greed. Yeah. All right. Let's try to not die here. I'm gonna go for one more invasion in this episode, aren't I? Or how long are we in here? Yeah, one more. Oh, I didn't mean to click, but whatever. We get a monster for free, or we get a ton of gold, or volunteers get 3 motivation. I'm gonna go for a ton of gold. That sounds really nice. We have an endured employee, but it's fine. Now we are rich. So it's either gonna be the engineer here, the course again, and we have a champion coming up. Oh boy, okay, I'm definitely running a tight ship here. Let me have a look. Yeah, the orc and the gargoyle will be ready. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are out, 5 that are out. Oh boy, for the champion fight. So not the course for sure. Merchant. What would I buy? Probably a creature, like a monster, or we do the event and hope. And then we're doing the engineer down here for sure. But the merchant, the thing is, you can basically mostly only get level 1 things with merchant, and we are getting to the point where we need level 2 creatures more than anything. We need to upgrade what we can deploy instead of being able to deploy more with level 1 stuff. But on the other hand, we don't have enough level 1 stuff to really fill out anyway. We're gonna get the gargoyle and the orc back, which means 4 in every room. No, I gotta go to the merchant, get us another monster or something. Oh, look at that! 2 of the modded heroes. I think I only have 2 mods installed. That's the fire imp and the werewolf. And so they look a little different. This is homemade sprite or imported from other games. I think this is from Heroes of Might and Magic or something like that, this fire imp. And then we have the werewolf here. Werewolf is a combination of the vampire. Physical special stacks of question mark applied to the target hero position behind the target. This might be a bug here. But it's supposed... This is the same sprite as for the vampire, so I'm thinking that it's probably bleeding, it's supposed to say here, which is fine. It's just a pretty good monster. It's both morale and bleed combo, so I'm buying him. The fire imp, and he was a creature. That's quite good. The poisonous plant here is a trap that does nature weakness. No, not interested. Okay, this fire imp costs 50 gold, so okay, it's pretty weak. But it can apply burn to everyone, which is a percentage thing. And adds 2 stacks to the penalty with the most stacks applied to target, which can combo into basically anything then. So that's it for 50 gold, that's a no-brainer. Do we want to renew in here? I've never used this button before. But we've got money and no. Still a no. We're just going to upgrade more traps and have most of our stuff in traps. So the bleeding combo gets upgraded in the trap here. We can upgrade the thing with the enraged in here, and I can probably justify getting the bone catapult up to the next level. So then I'm feeling pretty good about our, like, this is a good power spike for us, at least giving it a 3 level 3 traps here. 150 for the pile of bones means I probably don't have to come back here ever again. This is a lot of morale damage. It would be... like, I can see situations where that would swing us to the victory, so let's do it.
Stronger heroes are coming from faraway lands. In order to better combat this threat, we have increased the size of our dungeons.
Yeah. which in the first instance of this happening, it is only a good thing for us. It adds an extra room where I get to do like an environmental specific spell, either an ice thing, or in this case, it's usually in this one here it's bats, which is one of them, which is combos into bleed. It adds stacks bleed onto people, which is really great. In ice caves, it's different. This is a champion fight, and so it's going to be a bit of a longer one. I think I'm cutting the episode here, and so we can have the next episode starting with the champion fight, which, to be fair, might be the end of the series. But I'll leave it as a bit of a cliffhanger. So I hope everyone is enjoying the Slaveholder playthrough. And yeah, let's see how far we can go, or whether or not it ends in the next one. See you then, guys, and bye-bye.